And you'll love Saturday night's harness racing at Moonee Valley. The title of Australia's leading race mare will be up for grabs when the country's best mares, She's a Dancer and Missing Charm from Victoria, and Diamond in the Rough Star Mare from New South Wales clash in the Ladyship Cup. Plus AFL legends Tuck, Nichols, Hafey, Madden and Quinlan will be kicking footies into the crowd. If you can't be there, catch all the action live from around Australia on Channel 31.
Welcome back to Wangaratta for the running of race number 6, which comes up in 7 minutes' time. We've got a very short prize favourite here in number 1, Man on a Mission. A terrific run that last start at Moonee Valley, chasing home Sly by an Auditor. And this is a very big class drop for Man on a Mission, who's a very good standing start horse. And if he happens to lead, which I expect him to go close in doing so, he'll be very hard to beat. Other chances in the race, we did speak to Rod Woodhouse on the chances of number 4, ARBJ. This horse is a class horse, a dropping class for him, and he's definitely got a chance. His last run at Wagga apparently was quite okay, and he's definitely in consideration. 5 Dio, a very good standing start horse. Sue McIntosh, a trainer, and I'm joined by Sue, and we'll have a chat to Sue shortly. Dio's also a good stand horse, won't be far away. And outside of those, number 8 Blue Champagne comes off 10 metres. Trails Man on a Mission might be punching through on the inside, might be definitely worth including in your trifectas. And number 9 Young Scrubby, who drops in class after his last effort at Ballarat behind the Last Frontier. A good stand horse has also got a trifecta chance. Number 3, Pace Nova. Not a bad run here last start at Wangaratta. Was going to lead in the false start and on his second attempt couldn't get across the agitator, was caught 1-1 and got dragged back through the field to be near last and ran on okay, but the standing start's a little bit of a query for it, number 3 Pace Nova. But my selections are 1, 5 and 4 here for race number 6. I'm joined by Sue McIntosh, which is a trainer of number 5 Dio in this race coming up. Well, Sue, Dio, as we mentioned, he's usually a good stand horse, but his form's a little bit patchy.
Yes, his manners are very good, but I do have a lot of trouble with him. I think he's fairly right today, but in saying that, he can't win. Like, the best we can hope for is probably second.
Yeah. Man on a Mission's probably the horse to beat.
Yeah, oh yes, for sure, with that draw. Like, yeah.
Is he a horse that does he need to lead to win, or he's okay from behind?
Yeah, he's fairly versatile, really.
Mm-hmm. And in the next race, you've got Wee Chief engaged. Well, you could not get a more honest horse than Wee Chief. He just struggles to win, but he keeps picking up checks running second and third.
Yes, as you say, honest, well, I don't know whether he's not just lucky. He's, yeah, but you can't ask for much more. He's always thereabouts.
Well, this field that he meets this afternoon is probably the weakest race he's had for quite a while.
Yes, it is, but he's drawn a little wide, and I think that he's probably going to have to do a little bit more work than he's used to doing in his races, so that might even him up a little bit, but he still has got in on it, you know, in the race very well.
Yeah, he's another horse that's very versatile from the stand and mobile. His gate speed's not bad from out wide.
Yeah, probably isn't, but still it's sort of hard on the tighter tracks.
Yeah.
You know, he might get stuck wide and have to do a bit too much work, I don't know.
All right, and how's that little Andrew McIntosh coming along?
Yes, he's very well, thanks, Rob.
We've got Dad here babysitting today.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good. Good to see Rick on the job. But all right, good luck, Sue, with your 2 chances today in Dio and Wee Chief.
Thanks very much, Rob.
Sue McIntosh, wife of our number 2 race call in Victoria, Rick McIntosh, and let's wish him all the best here with Dio and also Wee Chief, which is also part owned by Tanya Malecki. So it's a real Sport 927 day here this afternoon, and let's hope they can figure in the finish.
Yes, little race callers everywhere, and we do wish them the best of luck. And there are the figures for race 6 at Wangaratta with about 4 minutes before a start, and Man on a Mission is the only one they want.
Yeah, look, deserves to be favourite, as I said, but I would have assessed this horse about a $2 chance, so it's a little bit too short to back at those odds. ARBJ, if we recall back to a chat that Rob actually just touched on it then, he spoke to trainer Rodney Woodhouse earlier in the day about the 2 runners he had. One of them disappointed a little bit, and he said that he wasn't expecting all that much from it, the Wolf in race 2, but he did say that ARBJ looked quite well suited. So, gee, you could do a lot worse than have something each way at $11.40 and 3 even for number 4. Dio, well, I think it's got an each way chance, and number 9, Young Scrubby also. It's been making its way back to fitness after a long break, and at $9 I think it's ready to run a pretty good race today. $9.70, so $1.60 still for the favourite. Big odds if you fancy something else. That's a decision you face for race 6 at Wangaratta. Personally, I'd be risking the favourite at the $1.60, but in saying that, certainly he's a one to beat, but we've got to try and find value to get a winner.
In about half an hour's time, our competition lines will be closing around about 4:15, so you've still got 30 minutes or so to be part of our competition. And today, the number that you have to call to be part of it is 0055 60154 if you haven't had a go already, or even if you have had a go, you can enter as many times as you like. And the question is, what is the distance of the Grand Annual Steeplechase, either 35, 45 or 5,500 metres, 0055 60154. You can win a dining package for 2 people with the compliments of the Moonee Valley Racing Club, as well as a copy of Racing Victoria, the essential guide to the Victorian thoroughbred racing industry. And as I say, the lines will be open for another half hour or so. So give us a ring on 0055 60154, and it's only the cost of 1 unit if you're calling us from your home phone, maximum cost of 50 cents.
Well, it's dangerous when you start talking about money in units, isn't it? But a lot of punters do. I think you've just dropped the secret there. They might have been able to slip it past the missus and say, yeah, I only lost a few units, you know. But anyway, $1.50 now for this favourite Man on a Mission at Wangaratta. What can I say? Looks better than them. It is time for him to stand up and win. What a chance was able to shake off its bridesmaid tag and win the previous, albeit it was staggering over the last 50 metres. But Man on a Mission gets its chance here for Ian Ward from Barrier 1. $8.50 for Dio has had some support after we heard from Sue McIntosh about its chances, and $11 for number 9 Young Scrubby. ARBJ, the other one that's firmed in, 1970 to 10 even. But we've heard all about the reasons for that, because trainer Rodney Woodhouse indicated they're expecting quite a forward run today from this New South Wales trained pacer.
Gee, they've had a beautiful day at Wangaratta compared to the weather in the west or the southwest of the state at Warrnambool. Up there in the northeast, glorious day. I dare say it wouldn't be too hot.
No, I don't think so. It's probably looks going to be a little bit deceiving there. The sun's out, so it mightn't be too brisk, but yeah, I don't think it'll be a great day by any means. Let's just reflect on the first 2 legs of the quaddie there at Wangaratta today. If we go back to race 4, where it all started, the quaddie, with a jackpot of almost $26,000 carrying over into the pool. Show of Hands caused a minor upset here at $8.30 and $1.90 for John Ryan beating Denmark Boy, who was second favourite, and Cost You Lots was a dominant favourite there at $1.30. So a lot of people skittled out in the first leg of the Wangaratta quaddie. In the second leg, the numbers were 1, 5 and 7. That's race 8. What a Chance winning. Quite a popular win. Second favourite it was at 3.10 and 1.20, beating Greek Sensation and Alert Fella. The favourite Kingpin, Every Chance, after racing in the 1-1. Very disappointing in the home straight. So the numbers to be alive, 7 and 1. A very short price favourite here is number 1, Man on a Mission. And we go into the last leg of the quaddie at Wangaratta. Is a very open race. That's race 7, but we'll look more at that when we get to it. Not far off a start. The start will be all important for Man on a Mission from Barrier 1. He's usually quite safely away from a stand start, but let's see how he gets away this time. Take you up to the track for the 6th occasion today to our race caller, Adam Crittenden.
And we're all set. Race 6 of the afternoon. Racing. Man on a Mission's begun okay, so too Dio, Bullingar, Tealsby. Jackie Brandon away fast. Now slowly away, Royal Flush drops out to last, but Man on a Mission, the favourite, goes through to lead. Man on a Mission by 6 metres, Bullingar, Tealsby 3 deep around Dio. Over on the inside, Jackie Brandon, about 12 to 15 metres then. Into centre field goes Blue Champagne. Up on his outside, ARBJ, 8 metres to Young Scrubby. And then followed over on the inside by Lightburn Lads back towards the rear with Pace Nova, and about 20 metres to Royal Flush. So down the straight with 2 to run. And the leader is Man on a Mission by 3 metres, Bullingar, Tealsby. Trailing the leader is Jackie Brandon. 1 by 1 now is Dio. Getting through on the fence is Blue Champagne. Next is ARBJ. Taking off 3 deep is Pace Nova. Over on the fence is Lightburn Lad, then Young Scrubby, and still 25 metres to Royal Flush. Out of the straight, lead time 45.9, and the leader is Man on a Mission by 3 metres to Jackie Brandon. 1 off the fence, Bullingar, Tealsby, 3 deep, Pace Nova. 3 back on the inside is Blue Champagne. The running line is Dio outside of Lightburn Lad. 2 metres to ARBJ and 8 metres further away to Young Scrubby, and still 20 metres to Royal Flush, who is struggling to tack on at this stage of the race as they turn off the back. And the leader is Man on a Mission by 3 metres. Now Pace Nova gets him 1 off the fence to sit in the breeze. Third, trailing the leader, is Jackie Brandon. 1 by 1 is Bullingar Tealsby. Blue Champagne, 3 back on the inside. Dio is 1 out and 2 back. Over on the fence is Lightburn Lad, then ARBJ. Young Scrubby second last, and still 20 metres to Royal Flush. 32 seconds the first quarter. Down the straight to get the bell, the leader is Man on a Mission, led by 2 metres to Pace Nova. Third on the inside, Jackie Brandon. Bullingar Tealsby 1 by 1. 3 back the inside is Blue Champagne. Dio now takes off 3 deep. Tracked up by ARBJ. Over on the fence is Lightburn Lad, then Young Scrubby, last Royal Flush. Second quarter, 32.3 into the back. Man on a Mission held together, led by 3 metres, Jackie Brandon, Pace Nova. 3 wide comes Bullingar Tealsby, then Dio out 4 deep. ARBJ the middle, then Blue Champagne, Lightburn Lad. Pace Nova fell straight back into the lap of Blue Champagne, then Young Scrubby. Off the back, 400 out. A Man on a Mission, led by 2 metres, Bullingar Tealsby. 3 wide ARBJ, 4 deep is Dio. Jackie Brandon behind the leader, then Lightburn Lad. 30.5 the third quarter. Man on a Mission held together by Ward up to the turn, led by 2 metres, Bullingar Tealsby. ARBJ under pressure. Dio can't go on into the straight though. Man on a Mission given a bit more rain. He raced away the favourite. 5 metres on Jackie Brandon. Bullingar Tealsby, ARBJ down the outside, but Man on a Mission will win easily. Man on a Mission races away from his rivals, and Man on a Mission wins by 8 metres. Second may be ARBJ the outsider. Nose in front of Bullingar Tealsby, but there's not much in that. Then Lightburn Lad, followed by Blue Champagne, Young Scrubby, Dio. Next in was Jackie Brandon. Back towards the rear, Pace Nova. Royal Flush never ever tacked on, and the final quarter was 29.8.
Well, no photo needed for the winner. It's clearly number 1 Man on a Mission, and hooray, hooray, says the favourite punters, as we finally get one home in the 6th race at Wangaratta. It'll return about $1.70. Ian Ward, the driver of this favourite Man on a Mission, well, once he led, and he led very, very easily, he was happy to let him bowl along, and I suppose that's a good philosophy, because he was on the best horse, he was in front, and he gave nothing else a chance. He strolled home at the finish to beat 2 horses who I think can win pretty soon on their runs today. This is the photo for second. We'll see as they come to the line. You'd have to favour ARBJ on the outside to get that photo for second. Shouldn't be much doubt about that. Just ahead of number 6, Bullingar Tealsby now. Bullingar Tealsby had to make its run a long way from home out 3 wide, battled on very well, and ARBJ was held up in between runners, got out at about the 400, and I don't think it handled that home turn all that well at Wangaratta, and once it balanced up in the home straight, worked home strongly. They are official now, 1, 4 and 6 on Wangaratta race 6. Dividends filtering through, $1.70 for the winner. The Quinellas paid pretty well, I think, because we had that good push earlier on for ARBJ from the trainer, Rodney Woodhouse. So $4.80 the Quinella. The running double's a popular one. On 1 and 1, it's returned $5.20. And the trifecta, $89.40 on numbers 1, 4 and 6. Wangaratta race 6, 3 legs of the quaddie down. You need 7, 1 and 1.
All right, as these runners come back, and we're about to get the all clear on race 6 at Wangaratta. The next at Warrnambool, race 9, due at 3:59. So we're around about 8 minutes away from a start there. And number 1, Camargo, is the lone scratching, a field of 12 to run. And let's take you down the page. Braving Danger, number 2, is at big odds, has tightened up just fractionally. Cotton on Fly, round about the same, $6.20 into $6. Kingston Way, just a fraction easy, 16 out to 17. Namir, number 5, 36 into 32. Strange Addiction is still the favourite, $3.70, now $3.80. Bye Bye Buster, 5.40 into 5.10. Kubla Khan, number 8, is still round about the same quote. Number 9 is Lewick, $8.70 out to $9.50. A little bit of specking at big odds for Elmer's Day, number 10, $12.90 into $10.30. Over the Bay, number 11, $9 out to $9.70. Mon Bijou is still round about the $41 mark, and Honey's Mate is number 13, and it is basically at write your own ticket odds. And number 6, Strange Addiction, is the popular one at $3.80. And Adam, you can bring us up to date with the quaddie approximates.
Yeah, grab your pens out if you're going in the quaddie there. We can see the times for Wangaratta. Good mile rate there, 2:05.2. Just to show you how impressive that winner was, or how easily it did it. The mile rate was about 3.5 seconds quicker than What a Chance won in the other division of the race, which was race 5. There's the winner, Man on a Mission. he gets a rug for his duties up there today. Probably a horse to follow on that performance. Okay, let's if we can go back to the tote screen, boys. We'll take you through runner by runner for these Warrnambool quaddies. Scratch number 1, number 2, Braving Danger at upwards of 5,500. Number 3, 2,418. Number 4, 7,769. Number 5, upwards of 21,000. Number 6, Strange Addiction is the popular way, $1,408. Number 7, Bye Bye Buster at 1,553. Number 8, 7,122. Number 9, 4,930. Number 10, 4,273. Number 11, upwards of 10,500. Number 12, upwards of 36,500. And I dare say you scoop the pool if you get number 13 home here. It's going to return $128,200.
Righto, there are the quaddie approximates for race 9 at Warrnambool, the final leg, and the numbers you require so far in the quaddie are 3, 8 and 7. And let's go to John Bell for his preview of race 9. As we do, Belly, did you manage to make it to the Warrnambool Greyhounds last night, because it was cup night there?
Yes, Pete, and who won that race?
Oh, I think the favourite got the money there.
Oh, very good to hear. I'm glad you're keeping up with all aspects of racing. You're a man with the finger on the pulse. Very good to see. Now, Bye Bye Buster is not tote favourite, but I can tell you from the betting ring, it's very heavily supported into around the $3 mark. And Strange Addiction has been a big drifter subsequently, but Bye Bye Buster is going to go to the gates, a very, very well-backed favourite. Trained by Leon Corstens, who joined me now. Firstly, Leon, yesterday you had a horse called Magic Music, that won very easily and looks quite promising.
Yeah, I'm very happy. She's going along nice, and hopefully, you know, in same sort of company, we can maybe win another 2 or 3 with her.
Well, you did the right thing by favourite punters yesterday, that's for sure. What about today? Bye Bye Buster's been heavily supported and is going to run favourite. His last run at Flemington, obviously in better company, but his previous run at Hamilton was good.
Yeah, I thought the other day that maybe the mile might have been a little bit too far for him. He sort of pulled hard early and didn't finish the race off at all. Consequently, he sort of stopped the last furlong. I thought the conditions here should suit him down to the ground, and hopefully we can get the money.
So this is really a race where he does get his chance to find the line, you think?
I think so. You know, if he didn't run in the first 3 or 4, I'd be very disappointed.
Okay, Leon, well, best of luck with Bye Bye Buster.
Thanks very much, John.
Leon Corstens there, who trains Bye Bye Buster, and as I said, is coming for some very heavy support on course, and he's going to start a pronounced favourite around the $3 mark, where Strange Addiction, who opened up at $3.50, is now out to $4.50, so no value on the tote. We'll have a look at all the runners here. Braving Danger has drifted 5 points, but still represents about 8 points of value on the tote. Number 3, Cotton on Fly, opened up around $5 chance, has drifted 2.5 points, so no value on the tote at $6 at this stage. Number 4, Kingston Way, has been a 6-point drifter out to $15, so a touch of value. Number 5, Namur, has been a big drifter of 9 points, around the 25 to 1 mark. Strange Addiction and Bye Bye Buster we've been over. Number 8, Kubla Khan, trained by Michael O'Leary, told us that might need another run. In the betting ring, it's been a drifter of 2 points out to double figures. Number 9, Lou Huck, who is very well bred, being by Last Tycoon out of Ravage. It has also been a drifter on track, gone from $8 out to $11, so no value on the tote. Number 10, Elmer's Day, has been kept pretty safe at the double each way quote, so you're getting good value at $11 on the tote at this stage. Number 11, Over the Bay, who Robbie Lang gave us a nice push for early in the day, said it was the best of his 4 runners, is at good odds of $16, so you're not shopping too well there on the tote at $10. Moving down to the bottom 2 horses, who are both at pretty big odds, but all the money is with Bye Bye Buster. I've tipped him on top to beat Strange Addiction, the 2 favourites in this race. And looking for a bit of value, Kubla Khan probably can run into the placings, but Bye Bye Buster, well, could give the bookmakers another trimming up here. So we're going to go now straight to Robbie Auber over at Wangaratta.
Thanks, John. Welcome back to Wangaratta. We've just seen a very smart horse in Man on a Mission taking out race number 6 here at Wangaratta, and I have the trainer-driver Ian Ward here with me. Congratulations, Ian. Well, I suppose once he jumped to the front, he was always going to take a lot of beating.
Yeah, that's correct. He's a very good stand-starting horse, and once he led, it was pretty much beyond doubt, really. He goes good in front.
Ian, he's been racing against some very good company. His last run at Moonee Valley, he chased home horses of the calibre of Sly by Senior York was in that race, an auditor. You've obviously got a pretty good opinion about him.
Yeah, he's probably just 20 metres short of those good horses, but he's not far off sort of getting up on terms with them. Just hope he sort of improves that little bit, and we can start to push him a little bit, which would be great.
What have you got in mind? Are you just hoping for him to go through his classes at the moment?
Yeah, that's about all. And the Sire Stakes, the prelubes are on the 16th, that'll be his next start, and after that I'll take it from there.
Obviously, you're the son of Graham and Lynn Ward, who run Linrose Stud up at Katunga, and the stud farm's going well?
Yeah, it's going real good. It's keeping us real busy. Heap of mares on the place, and just another job.
Yeah, well, you had 2 seasons ago, you stood Mick Lombardo's stallion Northern Lights. He was a great success. We're probably going to see a lot of his progeny next season going round. And you stood a new horse to catch a flight this season. How did he fare?
Yeah, he's fared very well. He had over 120 mares. So he gets his chance, and he's well bred and magnificent horse to look at.
Your involvement there at the stud farm, you obviously assist Dad?
Yeah, that's correct. I sort of just only racing this fella at the moment, and the rest of the time's just a stud and breaking in.
Yeah. You actually get a lot of young horses going and then sell them?
Yeah, that's correct. That's what we do. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. All right, Ian, congratulations. Well done with Man on the Mission, and good luck in the near future.
Thank you.
Ian Ward, I can tell you, Linrose Stud, I was fortunate enough to have a mare sent up there, and I couldn't really ask for a more professional stud farm. I know we've got a lot of them here in Victoria, but they really do look after their brood mares, and Graham and Lynn Ward do a terrific job there at Linrose Stud, and good to see them. They've got a smart one there in Man on a Mission, taking out race 6. So we'll be coming up with the next at Warrnambool. We'll be back with race 7, which is in about 22 minutes' time.
Thanks very much to Robbie Orber at Wangaratta, and I can tell you that Cotton on Fly, number 3, was late leaving the mounting yard, and there it is going around to the gates now. It has been passed to run. So Cotton on Fly making its way around to the gates for this, the last leg of the quaddie at Warrnambool, and it is showing in the quaddie round about 2,418, and you can see there that all of the money has been for Bye Bye Buster, and this has been a pretty big go on the tote, Adam.
Yeah, we saw a big one landed earlier on, a big betting move landed. From memory, that was Baron Verdi, yes it was, in race 4, the maiden. Neville Wilson rode that one, and Bye Bye Buster. When you look at it, very, very similar tote fluctuations to Baron Verdi, who really never looked in danger in its race.
There's a horse's bum.
Not the most flattering angle there of the Kubla Khan. Well, you've seen his rump. Does he need another run? Because that's what the trainer said earlier on. Doesn't look too bad to me, actually.
Oh, he looks pretty fit.
We might just recap on what these main ones in betting are paying in the quaddie here while I load the last few in. If you've got number 6 going in your quaddies, Strange Addiction is paying the favourite way, $1,408. Number 7, Bye Bye Buster, $1,553. Then we get out to Cotton on Fly, the one that Pete just mentioned, at $2,418. Apart from that, they're all paying at least $4,000, and they range up to some pretty lucrative returns if you can find a roughie, or if you have any roughies going in this last leg of the Warrnambool quaddie.
We just saw Cotton on Fly moving up towards the gates. There's Namir coming up now with Jason Patton, and they appear to be just about right. So let's take you to Brian for his call of race 9 at Warrnambool.
The light is blinking. Set to go. Race 9. Set. Stalls are back, they're racing. Kubla Khan a little bit tardy down in gate number 1. Strange Addiction and Kingston Way bounce quickly, and travelling forward now is Bye Bye Buster, and driving up on the inside, Braving Danger when they settle down. Braving Danger is going to get the fence and get up on the inside now with Kingston Way, and Strange Addiction back third when they settle. A length and a half further back to 2 lengths is Bye Bye Buster up on the outside there of Elmer's Day. Further back in the race then, there's one out 3 wide along the back of the track. It's La Hook, and they're about 2 lengths in front now of the others. Further back than Kubla Khan. Over along the inside of Hunty's Mate. Further back than Cotton on Flyer. A good gap in the race then to Over the Bay. Back third to second last with Namur, and back in the middle there would have been the Mon Bijou. Coming off the back now at the 800 metre mark, and it's Braving Danger, a neck in front on the outside, Strange Addiction. A length into Kingston Way, who's deep. Just behind those is Elmer's Day fourth. One further back in the race, Bye Bye Buster. He lost some ground there. He's back fifth. Further back in the race, La Hook. Up on the inside of it then came Kubla Khan. From further back in the race then pulled out wide Cotton on Flyer. Back to the rail then Over the Bay, followed by Namur and Mon Bijou, and they turn for home, and Hunty's Mate has tailed off. Strange Addiction swept to the front turning. Strange Addiction took the lead now and shot 3 lengths in front now from Kingston Way. Braving Danger, and further back down the middle of the track, Kubla Khan is coming home pretty well out in the middle. Kubla Khan and Over the Bay are after this leader. Kubla Khan getting up to Strange Strange Addiction over the bay is fighting back in the middle. Kubla Khan and over the bay on the inside. Kubla Khan over the bay. Kubla Khan in front. Kubla Khan beats over the bay ahead. They got pretty close in the last 200. Third over on the inside, Strange Addiction. Then Kingston Way, further back, Cotton on Flyer. A gap then Lahook, further back in the race, Elmer's Day. It never came into it, Bye Bye Buster, from the 600 metre mark. Back with it would have been pulling up quickly, then Namur. They're followed by Braving Danger, and the last two are Monbijou, and last of all, Honey's Mate.
Judge will call for the photo there at Warrnambool, but the numbers should be 8, 11 and 6. Kubla Khan, we got a good shot of his backside just before they ran the race, and the rest of them saw a fair bit of his backside in the closing stages because he's got up to win. Now, there was definitely some contact there, I think, around about 50 metres from the line, Adam, but I don't think it's made any difference to the result.
No, look, I wouldn't be surprised if the rider of Over the Bay, Peter Merton's, asked to see the film here, because you can see that, well, even before this, Kubla Khan was definitely about 6 horses out off the fence with about 120 metres to go, and he's ended up bringing Over the Bay right back down to about only 1 or 2 horses off the fence. Looking at Peter Merton's there, just seeing he still seems to be able to move that arm freely and use the whip on Over the Bay. So, yep. Oh, look, he may want to see the film, Peter Merton's, but 8, 11 and 6. And Kubla Khan, well, that's been a terrific win, because we picked up in the call he was the horse who missed the start by a couple of lengths. So, given that Connections he expected he might have just needed this run to top him off, his condition appeared to be giving out in the final stages, but he still had enough in hand to hold off a Gallant Over the Bay, who Robbie Lang declared at the start of the day his best chance of the day.
Yeah, and he was big odds too. He was around about the $13 mark, and you could expect about $14.80 for the winner. Kubla Khan defeating Over the Bay. Strange Addiction, number 6, in third placing, and the one that they came for in the race, Bye Bye Buster, was a spent force at the 500.
Didn't want to be on him at any stage, really, did you? You could see when his rider, Alf Matthews, just tried to improve the horse's position, or at least get him to track up behind that leading bunch. He was running about 5th or 6th. He just seemed to drop the bit, and whether he didn't handle the track today or there may have been another excuse, but it was pretty obvious at about the 500 or 600 that he wasn't going to figure in the finish.
Winners paid $14.80 and $3.70 Kubla Khan, $3.10 for second, number 11 Over the Bay, so that's a good place dividend if you followed Robbie Lang's advice, and $1.70 for third, Strange Addiction. The Quinella returned $81 even. The Exacta, $213.40. The Running Double paid $68.40. The Trifecta has paid $751.70. The Daily Double on the combination of a pair of 8s returned $193.10. And the Quaddie today paid on the numbers 3, 8, 7 and 8, and the dividend $7,122.20. So a lot to run through there, and we'll check those again in just a moment as Billy Strigg brings Kubla Khan back to scale after the running of race 9 at Warrnambool. 1 to go there. Over the Bay second, Strange Addiction third, 8, 11, 6, and just another check of the dividends because there was a fair bit to go through there. Kubla Khan $14.80 and $3.70. Over the Bay $3.10. Strange Addiction $1.70. Quinella paid $81. The Exacta $213.40. Trifecta $751.70. Daily Double on 8 Mamselle Diennes, the Wangoon winner, and 8 Kubla Khan $193.10. The Running Double on 7 Opo and 8 Kubla Khan $68.40. And the Quaddie on 3 Amadi Zaklat, 8 Mamselle Diennes, 7 Opo and 8 Kubla Khan returned $7,122.20. They are the dividends after race 9 at Warrnambool, and that's where we're returning now for the thoughts of John Bell.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. I've got winning trainer Michael O'Leary with me. We spoke to you earlier today. You thought the horse might need the run, but he's just proved too good.
Yeah, he did. It had over 12 months off. It got hurt, and we turned him out last year. And
that was a life-threatening injury.
Yeah, nearly cut his tendon off. It was a shocker. And he ran a real nice race first up at Mount Gambier only last week, not 10 days, less than a fortnight ago. And I had him in a 1300 here yesterday, and I thought, the 1300 might be a little bit short for him. So I opted to go today for the 1400, so it was just luck, fair income, that it panned out that way. And it's very interesting enough to say it's 33 years ago today that I won at my first race here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 33 years ago today at this meeting.
Well, it's only fair you get a winner there.
Yeah, so it's bloody wonderful, actually, for the fellas that are involved. And it is, I won a race here in 1965. Yeah.
Well, over that period of time, you've built up one of the most enviable strike rates of any trainer in Australia.
Well, it is. We've got a very, very good strike rate, but we've got wonderful owners. We've got good owners, and we're only a country stable, but we place our horses to perfection. And we won a race in Adelaide and got a lot of money Saturday, and we just keep winning, and that's what it's all about. Truly, you know, we set a horse in Adelaide last Saturday for the heat of the Country Cup, through the heats of the Country Cup, and he won the final on Saturday. And it was a $20,000 to the winner race for country horses, and there was a $10,000 trainer's bonus attached to it. So we've had to go for it, and we've got it. So, you know, but all the way through, I've got very, very good owners, and we win for them.
Well, More Action just narrowly went down in the Wangoom.
I think he's a very, very promising horse. He's only got beaten probably less than half a head, and he'll go on and win city races, no doubt.
Well, this guy should also continue to improve.
I think he'll win over a mile and a quarter. He's a nice horse, and the fellas have got him are good lads, and we'll hopefully win more races with him.
Terrific, Michael. Good to see you winning races.
Thanks very much.
33 years down the track. Michael O'Leary there, who's a very happy trainer. Kubla Khan was a 12-1 chance. Over the Bay, 16-1. Strange Addiction, 7-2. Well, they put the money on Bye Bye Buster. He was 5-2 into 15-8, but geez, you didn't get much of a sight for your money there. He ended up finishing well down the track, but Kubla Khan just a bit too good over the final stages.
Thank you very much to John Bell, and congratulations to Michael O'Leary. Great story there. 33 years since his first winner at Warrnambool.
Oh, just another great chapter in the carnival, isn't it? He's a terrific trainer. Johnny touched on his strike rate, but that's the key. You've just got to respect it every time he puts a runner into a race, and he showed his expertise there. He called it luck, in that he picked the 1400, not the 1300, but I'd say that's good placement.
Yeah, bit of good skill there. What do they say? Keep yourself in the best of company and keep your horses in the worst of company.
Spot on.
And he's done very well today with Kubla Khan around a 12-1 chance, as Johnny Bell said there in race 9. So we've got one to go at Warrnambool, the last there, 4:35. We might take a look at the opening figures if you're trying to get out on the last at Warrnambool and just see what the Toad punters have made of it. And, well, the bloke with the red pen has made plenty of this, because the scratchings are 1, 3, 6, 7, 11, 15, 17 and 18. So we've got 8 scratchings leaving a field of 10. And the opening tote favourite is Nefertari, number 13, which has been knocking on the door for a while. But despite the fact the field size has been reduced quite dramatically, Nefertari is still round about 4-1. So it's each way odds the field, $5 and $1.60 for Nefertari in the final event. Matrix Hunter, Abstaining Tiger, Bella Vinda and Hula Dawn all given chances, along with Gastineau, number 10, and Wild Man, number 9, is also not hopeless. So plenty of chances, pardon me, for the final event at Warrnambool. 26 minutes to the starting time of 4:35, and our next event is Wangaratta, race number 7, 11 minutes to go there, and 'tis time, as you suggested, Adam. We saw the figures earlier, it was pretty good odds, but it's tightened right up, and now $2.70 and a clear-cut favourite.
Yeah, that's short enough. It's got a bit of class on its side, but we've seen today there's been an advantage to be up on the pace here at Wangaratta, and that's pretty standard at most country harness tracks, especially the further out ones, where they're slightly smaller, the tracks, and there's an obvious advantage to be an on-pace runner. But 'tis time, can probably do a little bit of work and still be right in the finish here. Chris Lang has had a rotten day so far, narrowly beaten on Rockalina in the first race at odds on, and then he was beaten on a excuse me, $1.40 chance, Firehawk in race 3. So 'tis time at $2.70 and $1.40. Favourite ahead of Wee Chief. We heard from Wee Chief's trainer Sue McIntosh earlier on about its prospects, $5.50 at the moment. $6.80 for the very honest Guts and Gory, who should be up in the firing line somewhere, and $9.50 for Tealsby Fortune, who I think has got a very good each-way chance, especially with the aid of Barrier 2. So not a clear-cut race, this one. We have had some short-price favourites up there at Wangaratta. Only one of them winning so far. It was Man on a Mission in the previous race. The numbers you need in the quaddie today are 7, 1 and 1. And we might take a break now, and when we come back, we should have the quaddie approximates for Wangaratta.
Now you can do something about a snowy, ghosty or weak picture. Call the people who fix these problems every day. Deeper Image. Phone 9808 6999. Ghosting and snowing can be avoided. Deeper Image will give you reception advice and install the right antenna system for your local area. They can connect all your TVs to the one antenna. Phone 9808 6999. Deeper Image, delivering images through technology.
Hi, I'm Michelle Louise. Thanks for joining us here on Fashion Talks. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. I certainly have.
Join Michelle Louise Tuesdays at 8:30 for Fashion Talks.
Really lovely. The guys are also getting out there in a lot of plaid.
Tips, the latest ranges and the best stores for anyone with a passion for fashion.
And I wanted to send a message out to everyone saying that you don't have to be a somebody to get ahead.
Why not wear tails?
Fashion Talks with Michelle Louise, Tuesdays at 8:30, repeated Thursdays at 10:30, here on Channel 31.
Well, I'm the head of a small department.
Nat Chat presents local personalities from around Melbourne.
How much more important is diet today with cancer patients?
Where we go through each shot.
Arts, culture, lifestyle and issues important to the people of the northern suburbs.
20 shots.
What is the Lions Club?
Nat Chat, each Thursday at 8 o'clock, here on Channel 31.
Hello, I'm Mirella Killingsworth with the weather forecast. Today, fine, a partly cloudy day with a freshening wind, a maximum of 17 degrees. Tomorrow, a few showers with a southerly wind, an overnight low of 9 degrees and a maximum of 15 degrees. On Friday, a few showers and 14 degrees. On Saturday, rain, a shower or two, clearing and a maximum of 15 degrees. And that's all for the moment. I'll see you again a little bit later with some more weather update. Now it's over to Peter and Adam with more of Midweek at the Races.
Thanks very much, Mirella. And as promised, we've got the Wangaratta Quaddie approximates for you, the numbers that you need. 7, 1 and 1 going into the final leg, Adam.
Yes, let's have a look at them here. There's your totes on the screen to have an update. Number 1, Magic Apple, is paying 4,468 through the Quaddie. Tealsby Fortune, 758. Silky Vic, 2,320. Barway Bess, $2,010. Number 5, Wheat Chief, 387. Number 6, Guts and Glory, 798. Number 7, Langy Logan is the outsider at 5,483. Number 8, Jeremy Michael, 569. 9, Tis Time, 220. And number 10, Dallas Gold at 689. So favourite on tote figures for the next is Tis Time at 250. It's a favourite way through the quaddies at $220.
And we're around about 6 minutes away for race number 7 at Wangaratta. It's the Ladies Committee Pace from the Mobile Barrier. Starting time 4:21. As we saw, no scratchings, a field of 10. With this preview, once again, here's Rob.
Yes, thanks very much, Peter and Adam. Race number 7 coming up here, and the favourite is number 9, Tis Time, at $2.70 and $1.60. I just might, Adam and Pete, I'm not sure if we can just confirm that quaddie approximate, because number 9, Tis Time, up on our screen here on track, came up as 315 in the quaddie. So we just might, if we get the opportunity, just double check that with the TAB. But Tis Time is the favourite on track. Her last few starts have been very good. She did finish third behind Roller Skater last start at Moonee Valley. And Roller Skater has since come out and won at Bendigo on Sunday. So there's a good form line for Tis Time. Her previous few starts was against Tailor-Made Lombo in the Heats of the Oaks, and this is a dropping class. However, she's a 3-year-old filly taking on the older horses, so there's always that little bit of a question mark there for Tis Time. We saw Kostyalots go around a very short price favourite, being a 3-year-old filly, and she got defeated earlier on. However, she's a class filly. She has Chris Lang on board, and Chris is just not having things go his way at the moment. He's probably going through a bit of a bad run at the moment, and hopefully things can turn for him. He's got to go up to Harold Park on Friday night with national interest. However, let's hope for his sake that Tis Time can salute here. I've still selected her on top. From 5, Wee Chief. Now, this is a huge dropping class for Wee Chief. He's a C5 horse. He's competing against a lot of C3s and C4s, and he really gets his chance to break through. It's just the barrier draws a little bit of a worry. He has drawn out in barrier 5, but with any luck, he's got a very good chance on number 5, Wee Chief. And my third pick in the race was for number 10, Dallas Gold. I thought his last couple of starts have been very good. He did trial recently quite well at Shepparton, and despite the second line draw, he's definitely got claims. Outside of those, 2 Tealsby Fortune, 6 Guts and Glory have all got hope, and a little chance to number 8, Jeremy Michael. However, my selections are 9, 5 and 10 for race number 7 here at Wangaratta. If you've taken a quaddie, good luck. Let's hope you can snare it. And the favourite is number 9, Tis Time, in this last leg.
Thank you, Rob, and we are checking on those dividends now as we speak for the quaddie, but we did have $220 for Tis Time.
Yeah, that's what we had down, and Rob Alwood had 315, so there's quite a bit of difference there. We'll confirm those. Apologies for the confusion, but we will guarantee to get you what the correct dividend is going to be with the quaddie. It is the favourite we're talking about, number 9, Tis Time, so we've got to make sure we get that one right. Let's look at the betting moves. Been solid throughout, number 9, Tis Time. There's Chris Lang's colours. If you're an occasional harness viewer, you might recognise those colours. They're carried by a very smart trotter at the moment. His name's National Interest, and he's going up to Sydney. Probably already up there, to be honest. He's going to be running in one of the heats of the Trotters Inter-Dominion at Harold Park on Friday night. And National Interest clashes with his long-time foe, Noopy Kiosk. This is one of harness racing's great rivalries. Ever since they were little babies, as 2-year-olds, they clashed. Noopy always had the edge on him as a young horse. National Interest caught up, I thought, earlier this year, but Noopy's probably gained the ascendancy again. Noopy Kiosk, National Interest, Homer Hawk, Sundon's Way, Pride of Petite. That's right, the Queen, she's back again, Pride of Petite. A 10-year-old, she's won the past 2 winters in Melbourne. She stormed home to win, and in Adelaide she got up by an absolute whisker to beat Wagon Apollo about 14 months ago now.
That was probably one of the most memorable Trotters races I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know that you've had some experience, a lot of experience calling harness racing, all codes of racing, and I spoke to Bruce McAvaney about that race afterwards, and he said, that'd be one as a caller where you just would have thought, look, they can't possibly get up these horses from where they are, but champions rally, don't they? And it wasn't only Pride of Petite who did that. Wagon Apollo went every step of the way with her, but tote change now for the last at Wangaratta. It's $2.20 the favourite. And to clear up the quaddie approximate, it is $315 with number 9, Tis Time. $315. To have it going, you need the numbers 7, 1 and 1. And apologies for the confusion there, but if you'd written down 220, you've got a reason to smile. An extra 95 is going to jump in, providing Tis Time can do the right thing in this race. $2.30 at the moment. Second pick, clearly number 5, Wee Chief at $5.20. Then we get out to Guts and Glory at about $9.10. A little bit easy, number 2, Tealsby Fortune at $11.90. And quite solid, number 8, Jeremy Michael, who, interestingly enough, has got good support through the quaddie, so it's about $11.
Just before they go at Wangaratta, Adam, we might have a look at Warrnambool, the last race there. It is the Get Out Stakes, so a lot of people will be throwing their hard-earned, trying to either multiply the winnings or get out on the final event. 1,000 metres is the journey of this, the last of 10 races on a big program, the Prime TV Class 3 handicap. There you can see the main chances. Matrix Hunter at $5.50, Abstaining Tiger $6.70, Bellavinda $5.20, Hula Dawn number 8 at $7.60, Wildman is in the betting at $10.20, Gastineau $8.30, Scarlet Rule at $20, and then we'll take a look at the other runners. The favourite is Nefertari number 13 at $5, and then we've got Snaffles at 34 and Remittance Man at 41. So the favourite, number 13, but again, it's a wide open betting race.
Yeah, I can just let you know that from the track, number 5, Bellavinda, is a lot shorter than the $5.20 at the moment. So you can expect to see it shorten up a bit. It will emerge as a clear favourite as we count down towards the last of the bull.
Okay, Bellavinda about to tighten up, one would feel.
There it goes.
Got the crystal ball.
$4.40 now, Bellavinda, $5.40 Nefertari. And Nefertari's eased so much that Matrix Hunter, number 2, is now second favourite at $5.20. Abstaining Tiger at $6.80. They're the 4 major players for the last at Warrnambool. You've got about 13 minutes of betting time remaining for that one. They're scoring up for Wangaratta. Here we see the favourite has continued to firm. It's right in now, Tis Time. $2 even and $1.30. Also good money for Wee Chief. So punters now deciding there's only 2 winning hopes in this race. $4.80 Wee Chief. He's off the front row. In the pink colours there off the back row is Tis Time.
Jeremy Michael back off the second row. It is a start though. Green light appears. They're racing. Tealsby Fortune, Silky Vic both away quickly. Magic Apple is kicking through on the inside. Tis Time's getting a beautiful run through just behind them. Out deeper going forward on the track is Langy Logan, then Barwo Best. Next, Dallas Gold from Wee Chief, Guts and Glory. And 6 metres to Jeremy Michael, who drops out towards the tail. So around the first turn, and Tealsby Fortune in front, crossed over to lead from Magic Apple. Tis Time is one off the fence. Silky Vic out 3 deep. Langy Logan's on the back of Silky Vic in the 3 wide line. Then Dallas Gold, who ends up on the back of Tis Time. Guts and Glory's 3 back going through on the inside. Then Barwo Best, Wee Chief, and Jeremy Michael is last. 2 laps to go. Tealsby Fortune the front runner. Langy Logan still out 3 deep, but about to work into the breeze. Trailing the leader is Magic Apple. Silky Vic's about to end up 1 by 1. Guts and Glory 3 back on the fence. Tis Time is handily placed, just better than midfield, 1 off the fence. Tracking Tis Time is Dallas Gold, and then Barwo Best, 5 metres to Wee Chief, and 6 metres away last of all Jeremy Michael as Dallas Gold takes off 3 wide. A lap and a half to go, 40.7 the lead time. Tealsby Fortune in front, led by 3 metres to Magic Apple. Langy Logan the middle, and 3 wide Dallas Gold now works up into second spot. Guts and Glory 3 back on the inside from Silky Vic. Now Tis Time's back to 4th last, followed by Barwo Best, Wee Chief, and last is Jeremy Michael. First quarter 31.8 into the straight to get the bell, and the leader Tealsby Fortune by 2 metres to Dallas Gold. On the back of the leader is Magic Apple, 1 by 1 is Langy Logan, and then followed 3 back on the inside by Guts and Glory. Silky Vic is next, followed by Tis Time, who's yet to go out 3 deep, followed by Barwo Best, Wee Chief, and last of all is Jeremy Michael out of the straight. Second quarter 31.3. The leader Tealsby Fortune by 2 metres to Dallas Gold. Magic Apple's on a loose rein third. Then Langy Logan, Guts and Glory. Next in the field is Silky Vic. Coming out deeper is Tis Time, followed by Wee Chief, Jeremy Michael, and Barwo Best is last, but they're sprinting now. 500 out, and the leader Tealsby Fortune by a metre on Dallas Gold. 6 metres to Magic Apple, Langy Logan, Guts and Glory, Silky Vic. 4 and 5 deep is Tis Time, followed by Wee Chief, and then Jeremy Michael off the back in 30.7. Still the leader Tealsby Fortune by a metre on Dallas Gold, and they raced away. 12 metres away, getting into third is Tis Time. Jeremy Michael out very deep, then Silky Vic into the straight. Tealsby Fortune just in front. Dallas Gold is trying to lift on the outside. Tealsby Fortune just in front. Dallas Gold, the outside's almost got to Tealsby Fortune. Tealsby Fortune, Dallas Gold. Dallas Gold's finishing the stronger, and Dallas Gold wins. Dallas Gold by nearly 3 metres to Tealsby Fortune, and third Jeremy Michael. Then Wee Chief making ground late with Guts and Glory. Tis Time was next. A long break to Silky Vic, Barwo Best, Langy Logan. Magic Apple was last in the final quarter in 30.4.
Well, it was quite an incredible race. You wanted to be on the favourite just about everywhere except for the last 500 metres, because after having a dream run, Chris Lang's drive had to be seen to be believed in the early stages. He pushed through from the back row and got a lovely run, but well, let's not worry about the favourite, because when it had to stand up and be counted, it just went blank. Did absolutely nothing Tis Time, and we've seen a couple of mystifying flops there today. But the winner, you'll find, will be number 10, Dallas Gold for Wayne Potter, and that's probably a little bit of justice there for Wayne. He had a first starter earlier on today called Our Fanook, who delayed the start in race 2, and I thought it was one of the most eye-catching runs of the day. Our Fanook flashed home to run third. He's atoned there with a win with Dallas Gold. Expect about $13 even and $2.70, and just not sure on those minor placings.
Tealsby Fortune second, Jeremy Michael third, so it should be 10, 2 and 8, Adam.
10, 2 and 8, okay. Well, Tealsby Fortune will be $2.70 for the place, and Jeremy Michael, who had quite good specking there, $2.20. Now let's check with number 10 in the quaddie. You'll get a return of approximately $689 for today's Wangaratta quaddie on the numbers 7, 1, 1 and 10.
It seems remarkably skinny when you consider the winners paid $13 and the favourite was showing, what, 320 odd?
Yeah, and the first league winner was about an $8 chance. So, yeah, pretty thin dividends all round there, but we'll just confirm that quaddie when it comes up. 13 even and 270, 270 and 220. Quinella 44.90, trifecta 653.20, and
I think we had a problem with those quaddie dividends.
Yeah, yep, there it is. In fact, it's $984.30. So our apologies there, but we've been given the incorrect information for those Wangaratta quaddies. But again, we like to bring you the right information, but at least you can be happy with the fact that it's paid a lot more than we had been informed that it was going to pay. So if we can have one more look at those divvies, we'll just wrap up the multiples. You got the win place dividends there. Quinella 44.90, trifecta 653.20. The daily double on 1 and 10 returned $28.10. That was certainly skinny enough. It's a terrible dividend, really. What a chance. It was about a $3.10 winner. But anyway, 28.10. The running double on 1 and 10 has returned $21.50. And there's the quaddie, just to confirm that divvy now, $984.30.
Righto, that's race 7, so we've got one to go at each of the venues. Race 8 at Wangaratta is due to commence at 4:57. Race 10 at Warrnambool is due to commence at 4:35, which is 8 minutes away from now. And you can see the pools are ever climbing up. Around 69,000 in the win pool and a place pool of around about 37,000, and they will get very much bigger than that by the time they jump away at the 1,000-metre barrier.
The early move's pretty decisive here, and it's for number 5, Bellavinda. $5.20, it's about to trim up again into $4.20. So as the pool starts to build, you can see at almost 70,000, we're going to have a thumping pool on this last at the Bull. It'll just keep building and building. We saw earlier on we got just shy of $500,000 in the win and place pools combined for the Wangoom. And this pool, well, it won't get to those heights, but I think it'll be the second highest taking race of the day there. $4.30 now for $4.30. In fact, yeah, it's about to trim up again into $4.20 Bellavinda. Matrix Hunter has had good support as well. It's $4.90. And Nefertari, which open favourite, has been quite easy, out to $5.80.
Plenty of chances here. Final event at Warrnambool due to commence at 4:35 this afternoon. So we hope you've managed to back a winner throughout the day. If not, you've still got 2 more chances. And then, of course, you'll have plenty of chances tomorrow because we've got harness racing here at Moonee Valley. And also the third day of the Warrnambool Carnival. It's the big day down there tomorrow. Around 20,000 people will be taking all the vantage points. They'll be at the Cox's Hill Double. They'll be at Tozer Road. They'll be up in the paddocks, and they'll have a wonderful day of racing to witness tomorrow at Warrnambool. And there'll be about 20,000 people there enjoying one of the great days of racing in the Victorian racing calendar, and certainly in the Australian Turf Grand Annual Steeplechase Day, and also Warrnambool Cup Day. John Bell is ready for us at Warrnambool with his preview of the lucky last event. Belly?
Thanks very much, Pete. Just offloading the umbrella because it nearly took me out to the course proper. I've got Doug Harrison with me here, the trainer of Bellavinda, who is a favourite with the bookmakers but easing. Doug, a very speedy filly, suited back to the 1,000.
Yeah, she's got a very good record at the 1,000. She does go very quick, and I just hope it suits her today.
Also, in her favour today is a bit of cut in the ground. She seems to like that.
Yeah, she's handled both surfaces. She won on a very heavy track at Jarrah Glen one day, and she won on a fast track at Mornington, so she can handle either.
Well, you've opted to stick with Nikki Lawler today, even though it's a non-claiming race, obviously, because the filly runs very well for her.
Yeah, she does. She knows that she rides her work all the time. She does a lot of work at the stable, and she's had a good record on her, and I think she's very confident with her.
So overall, the confidence levels are fairly high?
Oh, I think she should go very close.
Okay, Doug, best of luck.
Thanks, John.
Doug Harrison there, the trainer of the favourite Bellavinda. Did open up very short around the $3 mark. It has drifted out to around $3.75 now, but you're still getting a touch of value on the tote, although it is beginning to trim up. Now, the query runner is certainly Matrix Hunter here. He looked fantastic winning his first 2 starts. He resumed from a spell at Caulfield and was beaten a long, long way out. That was on rain-affected ground that day, although he had won on rain-affected ground at his first start. He opened up equal favourite at $3. He's gone for an absolute bath, as he did when he resumed from a spell. He's gone from $3 out to $5.50, so no value on the tote at around the 7-2 mark at this stage for Matrix Hunter. So, well, coming from a stable like the Smerdens, you certainly do like to see them supported, but the horse doesn't appear to have come back as good as what he was in his first preparation when he looked very smart. Abstaining Tiger got out to around the $8 mark, has firmed up a half point, so a little bit of support there, although there's no value. Bellavinda we've spoken of. Number 8, Hula Dawn, quite a capable filly. She opened up at the double each way quote. She's drifted a full point, so she's around about her right price on the tote. Number 9, Wild Man, resumed from a spell for a new stable and ran very well at Ballarat when beaten 3 1/4 by Roy, but did stick on quite well over the final stages. He's probably going to race up on the speed also. There does look to be a bit of speed in this race. Number 2, Gastineau, has the tongue tie on today. Has been steady throughout betting around the $8 mark, so a touch of value there. Number 12, Scarlet Ruler, has drifted 6 points, but you're getting 10 points of value on the tote. Number 13, Nefertari, is coming for some very good support here. She has the blinkers on for the first time today, which could be fairly significant. She opened up at $5, drifted a full point to $6. That's been knocked off by a full point now, and she's into second favouritism behind Bellavinda. Against that, look, Bellavinda and Nefertari and also Hula Dawn are all 3-year-old fillies taking on the older horses, and it's not an easy task for the younger fillies to do that. But the 3 of them are right in commission here. The bottom 2 horses are not fancied at all. Look, I've tipped Bellavinda on top. One thing for sure is you'll get a great run for your money. She'll turn for home probably 4 or 5 in front. Whether she can hold on with the 55 against the older horses remains to be seen. The way the track's racing, she's going to give you a great side out in front, and you're looking around the $3 mark on the tote at this stage. Pretty hard to beat. For second, I've put in number 10, Gastineau. This horse will be fitter for one run from a spell. That was behind Persuasion. Has had a little time off since, so it comes into this race fresh. An outside gate, but that won't be a problem because they will go hard here and the field should be broken up. I think Gastineau can run home powerfully and get into the placings. And also Nefertari, I think the significant part about her chances today is that they have put the blinkers on, so look for a marked improvement from her. But in the final race on day 2 of Warrnambool, number 5, Bellavinda, is an easing favourite, but still a bit of value on the tote.
Thank you to John Bell with his preview of race 10 at Warrnambool, only a couple of minutes away from the start now of the final race. And the scratchings are 1, 3, 6, 7, 11, 15, 17 and 18 before they jump at Warrnambool. Let's go to Rob Auber, who's standing by at Wangaratta.
Yes, thanks very much, Peter. After the running of race 7, and we saw a very good drive by Wayne Potter taking out race 7 with Dallas Gold. Congratulations, Wayne. Well, I think we were standing there in the grandstand and making a comment, probably the next horse that gets to the death wins, and you were the man that took the initiative, and congratulations, good drive and a good win.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I mean, he's that type of horse. He's a good death seed horse. You know, he hasn't got a real lot of speed, but when he gets to the death, he can stick on a bit.
Well, he's been trialling okay and also racing well.
He's been trialling good. He's had a bit of a freshen up, and he come back and he won a trial at Shep, beating Eagle Eden and a couple other nice horses.
2-3 too.
Yeah, and then I trialled him against the Milky Way and the Don the other night. He finished right on their back, so I thought he was a good chance today, but I thought he might have been just a little bit underdone.
Well, it worked out well, and Wayne Dallas Gold, he's been a very consistent horse throughout.
He's been consistent. He raced against Cole Bruce and all the good horses as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. He made the 2-year-old size final, the 3-year-old semis. Yeah, so he's done a pretty good job.
We better give Peter Muir a mention.
Yeah, Peter Muir. There he goes with the horse head.